She could easily have followed the same traditional path as her older sister, but instead blazed her own trail, both lyrically and visually. Her sister's name opened the door, and her own voice captured fans, but it was her look that made her famous.
Don't know what I've been so blue.
She was tiny, you know, and of course she had this long
hair that reaches the floor.
Well, Crystal Gayle definitely has the longest hair ever in country music history.
And don't I make my brown eyes blue.
In the spring of 1978, Grease was the word, but hair was the look, and Crystal Gayle had plenty of it. She also had plenty of talent. When her #1 ballad of Lost Love hit the airwaves, there wasn't a dry eye left in America.
Don't I make my brown eyes blue.
She just had the right song at the right time with the right image, and everyone responded. Everyone.
Miss Crystal Gayle.
Yeah! Born Brenda Gayle Webb, the younger sister of Loretta Lynn had to change her name when she signed with Decca Records. After all, they already had Brenda Lee. So big sister Loretta dubbed her Crystal after the little hamburgers she was so fond of eating. Her first single was a song Loretta wrote just for her.
Because I've cried the blue right out of my eyes.
Crystal didn't follow in her big sister's pure country footsteps, but she did follow her words of wisdom.
She said, "Don't sing my music." That was the best advice I ever got from her. I would never have made it.
And to come out and have an instant identity out of the shadow of this legend, that is no small feat.
It's been a too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better.
The advice worked, and Crystal Gayle had several top 10 hits in the 1970s and 80s. Her sultry voice, haunting lyrics, and classic beauty have made a lasting impact on country music. That and
she had really long hair.
Too long time with no peace of mind, and I'm ready for the times to get better.
Cindy Walker is probably the most famous country songwriter that you've never heard of.
She's written some great songs.
You really don't have what I would call a fully formed genius female composer in this field until the rise of Cindy Walker.
a Texas native, Cindy Walker moved to Hollywood with her parents and immediately started writing songs for Bing Crosby when she was only 16 years old. She became an accomplished actress and comedian, appearing in the first music videos called Soundies. But Cindy left her movie career in 1947 to concentrate on songwriting full-time, and the rest is country music history.
I'll be dancing with my sugar, neath that old sugar moon.
Cindy broke through the male-dominated Nashville hit machine to become the poet laureate of country. She churned out more than 500 classic songs in 45 years.
To you, I'm just a friend. That's all I've ever been. You don't know me.
With her inevitable induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame in 1997, Cindy Walker brought yet another audience to their feet with a poem dedicated to her mother, who was her collaborator throughout her long career.
In the 1980s, my mother bought me a dress for a BMI affair. And she said, when they put you in the Hall of Fame, that's the dress I want you to wear. And I know tonight she'd be happy. Though she's gone now to her rest, but I think of all that she did for me. And tonight, I'm wearing this dress.
If you really want to know what country music is all about, listen to Cindy Walker's acceptance speech when they put her in the Country Music Hall of Fame. And that's all that needs to be said about Cindy Walker.
She was born into what can only be described as the royal family of country music. And her husband would become one of country's biggest legends, the man in black. But what had made her beloved was her ability to blend humor with the finest traditions of pure country music.
She owns a true down-home sense of humor.
She's completely original, and she's funny, and she brings this kind of nonchalance and humor to what she does.
She's very funny, she's very deep, she's very sensitive, and she's a fantastic entertainer.
She also has a stash of tales almost impossible to believe.
Who else can claim that Elvis Presley used to come and knock on her window trying to get her attention to let him in to sleep on her couch?
June is what you get. I mean, it's as raw as it gets. She is a classic.
June Carter Cash is one of the staples in country music. She has been overshadowed a bit by her family, the Carter family, and her husband, but she is a very important part of country music herself.
I think June Carter Cash represented the values, the traditional bedrock values that the Carter family espoused.
June consciously put her own career and really her own life in submission to Johnny's when they got married. One of June's biggest contributions, frankly, is that she kept Johnny Cash alive.
Being married to country legend Johnny, June Carter Cash might have easily blended into the scenery, but she stands out as the embodiment of country's finest traditions.
June Carter has been there since the beginning of country music as we know it, and she is truly a piece of country music royalty.
Coming up, the Queen of Denial and the explosive voice of Little Miss Dynamite when CMT 40 Greatest Women of Country Music continues.